Teresa Webster standing here in Aveley and Uplands for the first time standing as a candidate. Out and about, the issues on the doorstep.
Issues on the doorstep, Michael, there's quite a few. One big issue is the 501 homes that was passed by Thurrock Council on the Fire Brigade site. We've got petitions out in the village, they're over in the post office, they're in the Crown and Anchor, they're in the co-op, and they're also in the doctor's surgery. Working with Jackie Dill-Price, Councillor Maureen Pearce has been very active on this as well, and we're really sort of fighting, getting signatures on that petition. That's a big thing. We don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the school places. Admittedly, there's £500,000 that will go into education. It's just not enough to educate the children. Try and get a doctor's appointment in this village now. People are waiting 4 weeks. My husband, he waited 4 weeks for an appointment. 501 properties, that's 2.2 people per property. We just can't cope now. We've got 340 properties being built as we speak on the bypass. Again, I believe that the surgeries are concerned that they're going to be able to cope with that, so we can't be done with that. So that's a big issue for the people.
You mentioned the petitions, but are the petitions being signed, and are people generally concerned?
Yes, they are. Most definitely. Those petitions are gathering steam, and they are very, very concerned about the development on that site. And we're hoping when it goes to public inquiry that it will be overturned and that build will not go ahead. It's the right thing.
But he said, he says it's a local decision, it's locally
Absolutely.
determined, but we've got to get on with the building. So we've got to get on with this, haven't we?
Listen, Thurrock Council, they targeted other pieces of land around Thurrock. That wasn't part of their structure to build on that. So we believe it's the right thing for that to be overturned and build properties where they initially targeted around the borough.
Have you discussed this with councillors like, you've got Conservative councillors on the planning committee. You're not getting at them, are you?
I'm not getting at them at all. No, this is what is right is for this village, and it is not right for this village. We do not have the infrastructure. As I say, we don't have the school places, the doctors, we don't have the shops, where are all the people going to go? The roads, we don't have the roads.
But the school, Ormiston Park Academy, that's undersubscribed for about 100 children.
I'm sorry, if you go to the primary school and you go to the junior school, it's not oversubscribed at all, or undersubscribed rather. Not at all. That's one of the big issues. One of the second issues as well that we're experiencing on the doorstep is this barking mad merger. Your UKIP councillor will tell you it's not a merger on his literature. It's quite clearly a merger. When you start bringing services together, we're already sharing the chief exec, which is Graham Farrant, the director of houses, which is Barbara Brownlee, the legal department, and then I make decisions that we're going to share further services. That takes the focus off of this area, and we need to have our key people focusing on our area, not off in Barking and Dagenham. Eventually what will happen, absolutely everything will be merged and then it will be shared. The principles are completely different. We need to stay as Thurrock Council and concentrate on what goes on in Thurrock. And while we're on that subject as well, your UKIP councillor, at the last full council meeting, he voted in support with the Labour-run council at 10:29 precisely at the full council meeting in support of merging those services. And yet he's got on his leaflet, it's not a merger, it is a merger. He's also got on his leaflet that, it saves £1 million. It's about cost saving. It doesn't save £1 million, it saves 500,000. But it takes the focus off of this area, and people are very, very concerned what it's going to bring.
You're very passionate about it.
Absolutely. You know, Mike, from sort of when you've interviewed me before. In fact, it was October last year, to do with people's living conditions. I do fight for people, and I fight very hard for them with issues like damp and mould and social housing conditions. Void properties, that was a big thing that you did an interview with me sort of back in October, and the issues are still the same. I've got endless cases. Once again, they've gone to your UKIP councillor and they've got no joy. I'll see what I can do, and and unfortunately it doesn't happen. They come to me, and I work very, very hard for those people, and I am very passionate about this area.
A couple of more local issues as we're on a roll here.
Yes.
Are we getting anywhere with potholes here in Aveley?
Well, as you know, Mike, I actually emailed you on the 7th of January with regards to the potholes in Teviot Avenue, and it was myself that got a commitment to have that road resurfaced on the 15th of January, and I can actually evidence that was myself that got that done. And once again, what are we seeing? We're seeing the UKIP literature going out with I got that road resurfaced. I'm afraid not. I can actually prove that I've got the evidence, and as you know, I was emailing you on the 7th of January and sending you pictures. Very passionate about that, and I continued with that, and I got it done. It took me 2 hours to take pictures of every single pothole in that road and to put them into Thurrock Council. Initially, they said we don't have the money. They saw the pictures. They turned it around and said, hey, guess what, we found the money. And it was resurfaced. The road was closed twice. It was closed in February to do a repair, and then just before Easter, they closed the road again and it was resurfaced. And it was my actions that got that done.
Have you enjoyed campaigning?
Absolutely, it's been a wonderful experience. I've met some absolutely wonderful people too, and I've made some really good friends out of it as well. Another big issue that I would like to speak to you about as well is the 373 bus. We're very, very excited. The 373 bus, as you know, was taken off, and contrary to what's over the UKIP literature, he's put it was the Tories that did away with that bus. That's not true. It was a private run service by Aviva. Aviva did a survey, and the survey come back that it was less than 20 journeys a day being used on that. Now we know that's not true. That's one of the key issues that's on the door. People would like to see that bus service back. It was quite heavily used, and I'm quite pleased to say I recognise out of the development on the bypass there is £360,000 to go towards travel infrastructure, bus route. And it is the Conservatives, I might add. Councillor Maureen Pearce has been working hard. I've been working hard to see if we can get the bus service back. We've been emailing Thurrock Council. We've got a commitment. We're going to go up to see the Deputy Mayor of London for Transport and have talks about it to see whether we can get the bus back. Now again, your UKIP councillor in 2012 when he was elected had across his literature, what happened to the 373 bus? Come on now, he's had 2 years to try and put something back. It's just all his propaganda that's on it. I mean, you look at the leaflet, he's talking about immigration. As we know, Michael, immigration is a national policy. I mean, you interviewed the councillor sort of 6 months after he'd been elected. He was talking about the bridge on the bypass, and he said, I'm pleased to say when the lorry hit the bridge that he went around and he let all of the heads of the schools know because of the children. He was the first to let them know. And he also mentioned about the planning application on the bypass that there will be a new bridge. Well, why was it then he didn't follow it through? Because it was 15 months before that bridge was repaired at a cost of £15,000 for the traffic lights alone without the repair. So what was all that about if we're going to get a new bridge?
That's a very good question, and we'll see what the people of Aveley say at the ballot box tomorrow.
Thank you.
Teresa, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.